hurricane as it makes landfall, Category 1 storm.
We had to endure Hurricane Ian while on board. I think we have just about every fender that we own deployed right now. We are in coastal South Carolina. Our experience was not what you saw in Florida. Please help support those people. They have got years of cleanup. Stick around and watch what happened to us. The eye of the storm went straight overhead. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the wind has changed now, and it's coming from the complete opposite direction. Don't go away. This was very interesting. Whoa! Ho! 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 Whoa! Whoa! We bought our old catamaran in October of 2020 to take our family cruising, and we immediately started tackling a lot of the renovations on the boat while knowing nothing about boat work. So far, we've completely made over the salon and the galley, as well as almost the entire electrical system. Now, we're trying to convert this boat into an owner's version. Make sure to subscribe, and hopefully, we're going to set sail this winter. Guys, it looks like we're gonna take a hit here, which is really kind of surprising. I really didn't think. I thought we were gonna get tropical storm. I thought we were gonna get a little bit of wind and rain, but nothing that we haven't handled before. But Hurricane Ian is full of surprises. So we're not gonna get like Florida did. Those people need a lot of help and support right now, but it looks like it's gonna cross right over Florida, and it's gonna hook up, and it's gonna come into the South Carolina coast, maybe somewhere between Savannah and Georgia. But the worry is that it's gonna continue to swing northward and hit where we are. We are a little bit north of Charleston, South Carolina. So preparations are underway. The project has been put on hold, and we need to get our boat ready for impact. Becky has already done a great job. We took off the sunshade. We had a shade cloth up here to try to keep the heat off of it. That's come off. The sail bag, I'm not gonna remove it. I think we're gonna be okay. Also, the head sail, I'm not going to remove that either. I think it's going to be okay. We've had some wind before. We've got several wraps up here on the head sail. I'm short on time, so we're going to leave those. Becky has got a couple of fenders here ready to deploy, and I don't know if you can make it out, but she's got lots of extra lines already laid up in here. Today is Thursday. We woke up to some breeze, which is kind of unusual. Usually in the mornings we have pretty calm mornings here, but I don't know if you're getting any wind noise, but this is what we've been dealing with. And as the day's gone on, the breeze has gotten more significant, and it's obviously Hurricane Ian. And that's concerning because today's Thursday, it's right around 3:00 p.m. and hurricane's still in Florida. So we're getting wind from it all the way up here. They issued several alerts today through the cell phone service that we are under a severe flood, storm surge, flooding, as well as twice we got emergency alerted to hurricane status. So they think it's coming in. We're under a state of emergency. We're not under an evacuation order, but we're gonna take a hit. So we're gonna ride this one out. We are not in a place where we're at risk of trees. I don't know if you can see around me, there's trees, but they're all very little trees. The tall trees are way over there on the other side of the marina, so they are not a worry to us. We need to make sure our generator is ready to go. I'm gonna get both of the engines started, warmed up, burned off, and ready to go, just in case we should have to start them. We need to get everything else kind of tied down, hunkered down. That's hard because of the cockpit has been a bit of a disaster, because that's where my shop is. That's where I'm doing the work to do this owner's version. So that's this week. We're gonna get things ready. We're about to take a hit, and I'm gonna film as able for you. Next click. The engines have been running now for maybe a half hour. Looking good, sounding good. I need to go over and have a quick look at the port side engine. And then we finally got things kind of put together the way they need to be to start the generator, finally. You know, whenever you're trying to do something and there's a piece that you need or a part that you need or a tool that you need, I can never seem to find it. This engine sounds great. Looks great. Got lots of water. Looking great. You look great. That's a great looking banana you got there. Okay, let's go get ready to start the generator. Okay, strainer is primed, through hole is open. Let's try this again. Let's preheat a tiny bit longer. My battery. It's a little after 6 o'clock. We got a little bit of rain. There's very fast moving clouds. We're starting to get blown all around. They just gave an update and it's not good. So now we are expecting Hurricane Cat 1 bordering on Cat 2, maybe a full-on Cat 2 with wind speeds, at least gusts up to 110 miles per hour. Yikes. So we don't really have a lot of time to do anything. I think we're gonna put a few more wraps on the head sail, and we've got a really nice lazy bag that zips all the way, so I think it's as safe as it's gonna be for the main.
We also have boom preventers on, so we're gonna just tie the boom to one side, and well, maybe, I don't know, maybe we should put it back to both sides. We'll figure it out. We probably should flip the power back on.
Yeah. So the bad news is I can't get the generator running. I changed the fuel filters a few weeks back and I did not start it after that, and I think I've got air in the lines, and I've been trying to bleed the lines for the last hour or better, and I think I'm making some headway, but now my battery is about toast. So I've got a charger somewhere, got to find a charger, gonna hook a charger on it, but that's okay. We don't need that diesel generator right now. We don't need that for right now, but if we lose power, we'll need it for, you know, days to come potentially.
We weren't ready for this because it wasn't supposed to be anything. It actually wasn't even supposed to hit us. It was supposed to hit Georgia, and it was supposed to be nothing, like just minor tropical storm winds, 30 miles an hour, and now, yeah. And now it's going to come tomorrow morning, and they just now said this at 5 o'clock update. So I'm trying to decide if we should go to a hotel.
Well, the problem is this dock. You can see this cleat is attached to these dock boards. When a boat broke loose up here, it took a chunk of the dock with it. The cleat attached to the dock and the lines and everything, and just popped right out. So your chain is only as strong as your weakest link, and I think that these dock boards, which are springy when I walk on them, are the weak link. So I don't want to leave the boat because we're going to have, we can tie to these pylons, and we can tie multiple lines to other cleats, which we're going to do, but someone needs to be here to monitor it.
We've got our engines running, we've got them started up, made sure everything's working good. Woo! And we're leaving Seacox open and ready to turn on at a moment's notice, because if we have to try to get this thing back on the dock. Our other big issue, which was something that just has slipped our mind, was Corey uninstalled steering pulley because we need to have a new one fabricated. So today, when I'm trying to get us ready for this, tropical storm, I went to turn the steering wheel and realized that it's extremely loose, and then remembered that like 3 or 4 weeks ago he uninstalled the steering pulley, took it to the fabricator, and we had not heard back from them yet. We've been so busy working on projects.
Have a look here.
It's loose.
We have no steering. So Becky scrambled and went and got it from them. They couldn't do anything with it. It is seized. So we're gonna look to see if we can buy some sort of replacement product, but we are not gonna have that by tonight. So I'm gonna try to put this bad one back in, so at least we have some ability to steer, even though it's not right.
Do you remember which cord is which?
There's only one that's this one is on the other pulley, which is also seized, but not. I mean, the nice thing is they're seized in like the perfect place where they need to be. So this mechanism here is bolted onto the sidewall, and this is supposed to swing up and down, but it doesn't. It is fused,
But the
and these
problem
bolts
is
are fused,
The top broke off.
and these ears have broken off. So we were going to ask them to make us a new base plate, but they can't get it separated. They're afraid that they're going to break this. So we're going to see if we can't find a replacement. Guys, if you have any clue where I can find something like this, it says Solimar, Italy, and this boat was built in 1996, and it doesn't have to be exactly like this, it just has to be close to this. Something, I mean, if the pulley is like an inch or two different, I don't think it'll make any difference. We'll just adjust the tension on the cables, but something like this. Okay, well, so far we're off to a real good start.
Steering.
I'm wondering why they had this spaced out with those bolts.
Ooh, it's getting chilly.
Yep.
Usually when a hurricane's coming, it's quite warm. It is freezing out here. It is.
freezing.
Well, I'm
It's gotta
cold.
be like 50 degrees or something.
I think it's only like 64, but it feels cold.
Nope. I think it's in. I think. Alright guys, it is 10 o'clock. And I just want to give a quick update before we go to bed. Light breeze, little drizzle of rain, not bad. They're saying at 3 a.m. we're going to get really, really heavy rain. I'll see if I can get footage of that, if it's something I can film. And then 7 a.m., that's when it's going to break loose. Calm before the storm. All right, going to get some sleep. Good night. All right, guys, 5 a.m. update. Light wind, a little bit of rain, gusts that I'm going to guess are probably 20 to 30. A lot of things have changed in the overnight hours. The course of this storm is now moved northward. It was going to come in somewhere around Charleston or below, and now it's Charleston and above Georgetown. And Georgetown is the city right below us. I could get to Georgetown, and I'm going to say less than 15 minutes in the car driving. We think this storm's going to come through at somewhere around noon today. Right now it's just after 5 a.m. Oh, it's been a long sleepless night just because of the unknowns, and it's going to be a long day. But as the moment, not too bad. And then a little bit of movement around. I can see the boat shifting around, but not too bad. Oh gosh, here comes the wind. So let's hunker down, and I'll jump on here when there's more to show.
It's a little rough this morning, but the worst is not here yet. But it's coming from this direction. It's east-northeast. So east is there, north is there, it's somewhere in here. The good news is it's, for the most part, holding us to the dock.
Yeah.
For the most part. We're gonna tie a cleat
It's
from our...
it's really it's really disorienting to stand out here and look around at all of the movement in the boats. When you're inside, you feel a little bit of movement, but not nearly as much movement as we are actually having. We're gonna stretch some lines out.
We went and helped friends tie up a boat. They're not here, so we got a hold of them, and they
Now
just
there's some alarm going off.
There's an alarm going off, but it sounds like it's in the neighborhood, which is behind, like to the side of the marina. There's a neighborhood. It sounds like it's coming from that direction. I don't know. But it gets real calm and kind of eerie, and then it'll just be like horrific wind. And we were on their boat trying to tie it up a little bit more, and it was horrific wind and pouring down rain. So we're having a fun time. I'm soaked. So we're watching the news on my phone, and then this happened. And right before it happened, they had lost their wind sensors in Georgetown, which is just south of us. We are just north of Georgetown, and that's where they say it's coming into, like Winyah Bay, if you're familiar. It's coming there.
Hurricane still expected to make landfall roughly around 2. I think based on some of the latest trends and the acceleration of this, we may see that a little bit earlier. Remember, storm surge continues.
And they
to
keep
advance,
changing that
and
too.
then
We just
by the
heard
time
something
we
that
get
said
into
they think it'll be on land by
you're gonna see the rain taper off,
12:30
the
or
backside
1.
can still deliver a blow,
And
which
now
is
they're
what
saying
we're gonna
2
have to
again,
watch. But I think
so
as we head into the overnight,
who
we'll
knows?
see the conditions.
Okay guys, so we're having some changes in the weather reporting. We're not really sure what's happening. Right now it's 11:40. Some reports are saying that the storm is sped up and it's going to come ashore in the next 30 minutes or so, and other news weather people are still saying sometime in the next couple of hours, but it definitely looks like it's coming ashore pretty much right here. It's going to be a direct hit, and we are in this marina on board, and there are at least 2 other people on their boats and possibly more, but I know of 2, and we've been in contact with them and they're all doing okay. Sometime in the next 30 minutes to a couple hours, this is going to be a direct hit. They're saying Georgetown, South Carolina, and that is maybe 10 minutes away from us, maybe 15. It's not far at all. If it doesn't get much worse than this, then we'll be fine. But I do expect to see some wind stronger than we have seen. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so the reporting on this hurricane is crazy because we're watching it close because it affects us directly, and they're saying things like, well, it came ashore a couple hours ago.
They said it just made landfall in Georgetown. Town of Georgetown at 85 miles an hour.
Becky's saying they're saying on the news right now that the hurricane has just come ashore in Georgetown, which is this way, with 85-mile-an-hour winds. We just registered a 59-mile-an-hour wind with our instruments at the top of the mast. Apparently the wind is going to get a lot worse now because the rain has died off, so that the rain somehow slows the wind down, although I'm getting rained on right this second. Anyway, so far we're doing good. Everyone in this marina seems to be doing good. There's no damage anywhere that I can see. But this is wild. This is wild because they said on the news not that long ago, like an hour ago, that it was coming ashore then. And then everything seemed to calm down and we thought maybe we were done. We were out of the woods, but now we're learning that the calmness must, I don't know what's going on. But it's wild. Whoa, ho, 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 whoa, whoa. Oh yeah, that was the biggest one that we've had.
So we're almost out.
It was calm like 5 seconds ago. Then all
Yeah,
of
it
a
was.
sudden, boom!
It looks like the wind's direction.
Oh my goodness. You jinxed it! How dare you!
Okay guys, they've said the eye wall storm is coming. The eye wall is coming ashore right now, but it turned westward a little bit sooner than they thought, and so it's a little bit south of Georgetown, so further away from us. That's good. Becky's out here worrying about the dinghies filling up with water. She's trying to pump it out. It's actually not that bad, babe. Okay. I'm gonna look at lines.
Our wind is coming from this direction, which is excellent because it's keeping us on the dock. It's about 45-mile-an-hour wind. It's for reading in knots, but for people who keep looking at the news, we're about 45 mile an hour right now. They said there was a 78-mile-an-hour gust in Georgetown, and the eye wall is coming in, I think, just south of Georgetown. So if you look this way, it looks terrible, but where we are, we're just kind of protected, and it's working out great so far. Look that way. It looks terrible. Okay.
The wind has changed now, and it's coming from the complete opposite direction. It was coming from this way, and now it's coming from that way. and it's pushing us off of the dock and it's pelting me in the face. That's why I'm kind of hiding behind this wall here. We had a nice little break there. It turned out that was the eye of the storm that went over, so that was kind of nice. Got dead calm, dead calm. There was no clear skies like I kind of thought when Hurricane Eye would come by. I didn't see anything like that. It was all still overcast, but no wind, no rain. And then now we've got it from the other side. They're saying about an hour and a half, and then this will be done. At this point, I think we're good. I think we're in good shape. We'll see. So the kids and I are going down here to the beach because a big shrimp boat apparently broke loose. There's a big story behind this shrimp boat that we read, but they're trying to get it out of the water, the crews are like digging it out, trying to get it free. And we're gonna go check it out.
That's cool.
You don't see this sort of thing every day, but this particular boat, this big shrimping boat, I'll turn around so you can see it, was apparently featured in The Amazing Race and on Dirty Jobs. And they said that they were trying to get out of the way of the storm and they had engine trouble, and then they lost complete control of the boat. They were rescued by, the crew was rescued by the Coast Guard, and then they had to let the boat go. So it drifted ashore and it came right here. These big piles of sand as the crews are trying to get it out, and you can see the fences here behind me here. The police have it blocked off because people have already started trying to loot from it. You kind of think that you'd see it rocking because the tide's obviously coming in.
Beach, Daddy.
I know, but they've dug this all out already. Carter wanted to go loot it.
No, I didn't say that.
He just wanted to go climb on it and explore it. I don't blame him. I'd like to climb on it too. But obviously they can't have that. They can't have that.